Chapter 10 Ekalavya. There also came another controversy in Drona's tutelage in the form of Ekalavya. Ekalavya was a prince of the jungle tribe called Nishada. Dronacharya was regarded the best tutor in the use of weapons and war strategy at that time. Therefore, Ekalavya aspired to study archery under him. Drona, however, rejected Ekalavya as a student, citing that he was not a Kshatriya. He declined Ekalavya's request on the basis of his caste, whose tribe was regarded to be of lowly origin. It is argued that Drona had double standards. While he taught his own son Ashwatthama the skills of warcraft and archery, even though Ashwatthama was not a Kshatriya, why would he reject Ekalavya's request? Let us delve into the story a little more and find answers. Ekalavya did not take this rejection to heart. His opinion of Drona as the supreme teacher was not tainted. He made a clay image of Dronacharya. Ekalavya then secretly practiced archery in front of the clay figure, conceiving it as his teacher and master. One day, when the Kaurava and Pandava princes went out hunting, a dog followed them. The dog wandered away and came to the place where Ekalavya was practicing and started barking at him. Without looking back, Ekalavya shot a barrage of arrows into the dog's mouth, sealing its mouth while at the same time not causing any injury to the dog. This was no meager task. To shoot arrows into a dog's mouth before the dog could close it or move out of the way itself takes skill, but to seal its mouth without injuring the dog was just phenomenal. The Kuru princes saw this amazing skill and inquired the dark boy clad in deer's skin who he was and where he learnt his skill. To this, the boy replied, "I am Ekalavya of the Nishada tribe. My master is the great Dronacharya." When the boys returned to the Gurukula, Arjuna mentioned the incident to Drona and asked him, "Respected Acharya, you told me that no one would surpass me in archery. How is it that you have trained this tribal boy whose skill seemed to be at least equal to mine, if not more?" Drona was surprised. Who could be so good as to worry even Arjuna? Out of curiosity, he went to see this boy. On seeing Dronacharya, Ekalavya immediately fell at his feet and offered respect to his teacher. Drona saw the clay image of himself and realized what had happened. This boy was naturally talented. He had an innate skill and had worked really hard at his archery. Drona was worried that this young boy, with time and practice, would excel Arjuna in archery. He was mindful of the fact that Ekalavya was the son of Vyatraj Harinyadanu, a talented soldier in the army of the king of Magadha. Now, the kingdom of Magadha was ruled by Jarasandha at that time. The relations between Magadha and Hastinapura were not friendly. Naturally, if Magadha went to war with Hastinapura, Ekalavya would fight for Magadha and Arjuna would fight for Hastinapura. Drona wanted to put an end to this threat that Ekalavya potentially posed to Arjuna. Drona asked the boy, "Son, you have regarded me as your guru and teacher. Therefore, you owe me a fee." Ekalavya replied, "Guru, you are indeed my teacher. Pray ask what you want, and I shall readily give it to you." Drona asked Ekalavya for his right thumb as fee. He knew that without the right hand thumb, an archer can no longer shoot arrows. Ekalavya, however, did not hesitate. He immediately cut off his right thumb and offered it to Drona as a fee to his guru. Before you decide whether this was proper on Drona's part to ask for Ekalavya's right thumb, therefore rendering his archery skills pretty much useless, Let me present two forms of argument and leave it to the listener to make up your own mind. On one hand, Drona was politically motivated to protect Arjuna from harm. On the other hand, it is improper for someone to learn skills from a guru when the guru has refused tutelage. These two contending points of view are present in the Mahabharata and they can be argued to no end. So, what happened to Ekalavya after this incident? He went on to become a famous warrior in Jarasandha's army, using just his 4 fingers on his right hand and trained left-handed archery. He was brave and fought valiantly and eventually was killed in battle when Jarasandha fought Lord Krishna. We will discuss that story later in the narrative. Before we end the chapter, here are some salient points to remember. Dronacharya was a supremely skilled warrior. He was the teacher of the Pandava and Kaurava princes equally. He favored Arjuna greatly and taught him more skills and mantras than he did for anyone else. Arjuna was Drona's favorite pupil. He arguably did injustice to the boy named Ekalavya. Drona also had a pending account to settle with King Drupada, who had humiliated him. It is important to remember this background of Dronacharya to appreciate the Kurukshetra war, which we will come to later.